Okay, boys and girls, lesson 4, which is actually our Friday lesson. Isn't that exciting? We made it through another week. So the title of lesson 4 is Compare Customary Lengths. Well, we talked about what compare means. We talked about what customary means, and we know what lengths means. All right, so think about that for a minute. When we compare things, we tell how they're the same and how they're different. Is something bigger or smaller than something else? And I think if you look at the two little girls, you can see that one little girl is a little bit smaller than the other little girl. Customary means made special, right? So customary tools would mean use the ruler for some things, the yardstick for others, and maybe the measuring tape for others. Okay? Now our question all week has been, how can I measure objects? And that's what we've been doing all week, measuring objects. All right? So let's move on. Okay? So if we compare the length of the object, now we're pulling in two skills. We have to measure two things. So let's say we measure a baseball bat. And let's say we measure a golf club. If the baseball bat's 33 inches long and the golf club is only 31 inches long, all right, how much longer, or how much shorter I should say, is the golf club than the bat? And the way you find that is you have to find the difference. And when we find the difference, we subtract. Okay? Now, once again, we have some objects that you may or may not have in your house. Okay? You have a desk and you have what looks to be a chalkboard. Well, some of you may not have a chalkboard. You can substitute a window if you like. How many feet long or high is the window? How many feet high is the leg of a desk? And then compare them. The desk is how many feet either longer or shorter. Okay, so just comparing items, and when you need to find the difference, you're always going to subtract. Now moving on, if you have a paper clip and a marker, you can do the next one. Okay, if your parents help you and you go outside and you measure the car, okay, and then you can compare the next two items. All right, a sneaker, and it looks to be a notebook. Honestly, this is blurry and my eyes aren't so great today, so I'm having a little bit of trouble figuring out what some of these things are. Okay, and I don't have my teacher book open. I guess I should. Okay, but the idea is you're going to find two items. If they're not exactly what's on the page, tell me what you did and compare them. So you could compare the size of two books or a book and a picture frame. Just be careful not to knock it off the wall. You could compare the size of your kitchen table and your dining room table, or the size of your kitchen sink and a bathroom sink, a bicycle wheel and a car wheel. All right, let's see, you could compare the size of a kitchen cabinet and a kitchen door. So there are a lot of fun things to measure and compare, and doesn't matter to me what you're measuring, as long as you're measuring two things, and as long as you tell me what they are, and as long as you're measuring correctly. And I'm going to let your parents help out with that a little bit. Okay? All right, good job, boys and girls. All right, so let's move on. I think we have some brain builders coming. Yes, we do, and some word problems. Okay? So you're going to read the word problem, all right? And then they ask, how much longer is the playground? Remember, when we're finding the difference, we always do what? We always subtract, okay? And then moving on, if you want to try the brain builders, the trick here is that they talk about two different units of measurement. So Audrey's basketball hoop is 7 feet tall. Isaac's basketball hoop is 1 yard taller. How tall is Isaac's basketball hoop? So if the hoop is 7 feet tall and you add 1 yard, how many feet are you adding? And notice I used the word add. So how many feet is Isaac's basketball hoop? Okay. And then the next one is going to require a little bit of writing. Leah says her classroom is 7 yards wide. Well, how many feet would it be if it was 7 yards wide? Austin says it's 21 feet wide. They're both correct. How are they both correct? Think about the units of measurement that they are using. All right, boys and girls, so this is the end of day 5. I know I moved quickly and I talked quickly. So just take your time. You can stop the video when you need to. All right, you can listen to it and then you can go back and listen to it again if you want. And if you get tired of my voice, you don't. But good luck with everything. I wish we could all be together so that we could do some of the fun activities that I talked about. But I'm sure your parents are going to do a great job of doing all of this with you. All right, take care.